As a lot of you have probably noticed, Streamyard, one of the most popular podcasting platforms for YouTube and other social media networks, has recently raised its price. A lot of core members, the base core price, what used to be their basic, went from $25 to $45 a month. Obviously, it goes down a little bit if you pay annually, but I wanted to make this tutorial video showing how you can basically do all the stuff you're doing either on OBS or the Streamlabs version of OBS, all for free. Yeah, it's a little bit of tweaking here and there, but you can do this pretty much completely free. And let's get into how we're going to be able to do that. Here we have the download page for an OBS plugin, which I'm 100% sure can be installed on Streamlabs as well. It's called Atom Multi-Stream. You go to this page, which this will be in the description as well. This allows you to multi-stream on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, TikTok, Twitter, other platforms as well. So you go to this, you go to the download page. I already have it installed, so I'm not actually going to download it. Get that, download it, install it. It's very small. It's like 3 megabytes. And that is an exe, so you shouldn't have to drag a bunch of stuff into like an OBS folder or anything like that. Now, once that's installed, you will get the Atom multi-stream dock here. I already have mine set up, but I'll show you how. Now, on your built-in stream, whatever your main, I would say your main place you like to stream, is what I would have signed in for either OBS or Streamlabs. And for the rest of this video going forward, if I say OBS, just assume Streamlabs as well. Get all signed in on there, and then you pick what other canvases you want to go to. They also have a vertical canvas. I don't personally really use this, but it should be on the same website. Should have that. I'm just not really that familiar with it. Now, this is where you're going to add your other outputs, like your Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Kick, and I think the other services you have to put in like an RMPS or RMPT URL or something of that nature. I have tested this on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick, and works fantastic. Okay, and then when you're all set and you're ready to go and you've added all your scenes and everything's good to go, you click this button and you will go live on your built-in. You have to be live there first and then wait a few moments and then start up your second one, your third one, your tertiary one. First time I did it, it crashed, and then I tried it to open OBS back up, and it worked. And then you're streaming on, all these platforms, and all of this again was free to do that. All right, so the next thing we're going to work on is bringing in guests, because that's another huge Streamyard thing that people pay for. So let's get into that. So here we have a website called Video Ninja. This is how you would bring on guests. You would do so by going to create a room. And also add your own camera. You can remote share. The only time I've really used this is creating a room. And we're going to call it Dat Dude Vince's Test. Obviously call it whatever you want. You can add a password to it. You can select that the guest can see you, but not other guests. Probably not going to use that option most of the time. Or here the director will be performing as well, appearing in group scenes. For a lot of you, I'm assuming you're going to be using that. And if you do that, I would advise not adding your camera to OBS or Streamlabs. So we're going to go ahead and enter the room in the director's role. That's going to bring this up. Now here, if you're not familiar with OBS or Streamlabs, it's going to be where it's going to seem like it's complicated, but it's really not. And then once you get the hang of doing these things, it won't be so bad. Here you got your options like inviting a guest. This is the link that you would share to people that you want to bring on. Now here's another caveat to all this. Unlike StreamYard, paid StreamYard is $45 bringing on 8 to 10 guests. I think they might have actually lowered it to 8 for the 45, but you'd have to go back and look at the details on that. Here, you can pretty much have unlimited guests, from what I've read. The only thing really stopping you is power of your computer and browser and all that. Now here, when you have your guests, you're going to copy this to the clipboard. We're going to come over to OBS, and we're going to add a browser source. We're going to call that browser source video. Obviously, call it what you want. And here, under URL, that's where you're going to paste that into for the room. I can't remember if you need to control the audio via OBS or not. I don't think so, but could be wrong. Click OK. And obviously, I haven't set any scenes or anything up. You might want to call this scene group scene, video scene, whatever. You can add this to any scene you want. And in here, you might want to, you'll have to fiddle with the settings as far as the audio goes. I think you might have to capture it via OBS. But this is where, you'll have all your guests and all that. Yeah, I think you do have to do it, because if you go, now you have this audio, you go to advanced properties, you can monitor and output. That way you're hearing everything. And that's it. As far as guests go, I'm not going to get into too much details about adding your scenes and all that. Some of this will be self-explanatory, like, you can have your intro. It's like, hey, welcome to my stream, and then here's my guests. Now, the next thing we're going to get into is another feature that Streamyard is really big on, and a lot of people are forking out the money for, and that's bringing your guest chat up. And we'll get right into that right now. So getting right into it, we have Social Stream Ninja, which again, I will put all of these in the description. Social Stream Ninja is a free app that you can use to bring up guest chat. You can have a persistent chat on there, as well as having a featured chat. So if you're used to StreamYard, when you're in a chat and you click on somebody's chat, it'll bring it up, for everybody to see that individual chat on your stream. So here, I'm going to show the example of Windows app, but they have Mac OS. You can do it as a Chrome extension. They even have Linux. And you click on the Windows one, or whichever one you're going to use. The Windows one, you can scroll down here, and you'll see the installer. That's another thing where you're not having to add it to any crazy place on your computer. It's just an app. And I already have the app installed, and this is what it looks like. Now here I guess you might call this complicated, but you go over here and you sign into anything you're going to be streaming to, because that's what's going to catch all of your chats. And at the top here, configure all your settings first. Like, I want a green page background, so you do that. Or I want dark mode. All these features are included. So this is going to be where you're adding a dockable feature for Social Stream Ninja. And going back to OBS here, you're going to go to Docs. I already had that in, but I want to show you guys from scratch. So I'm going to call the doc Social Stream Ninja, or Social Security number for short. And you paste that URL into here. Hit apply, and you'll see this pop up. Now, I already have mine signed in, so I can kind of give you an example of what it looks like. And this isn't with the featured chat yet, but I will get to that. I already have my Twitch signed in. So I put test in there. It pops up here, but you don't see it on the. This is just for you to see. And you can also make it to where, and I would probably never use this, but you can make it to where you hear a sound every time somebody chats. I personally wouldn't use it, and I know that that sound is actually customizable within Social Stream Ninja as well, and I'm sure the volume can be changed. But if you're somebody who gets a lot of chatters, that's probably going to get old after a minute. So here we're going to add what I call base chat. I'm going to add another browser source and call it chat. We're going to copy that same URL into here. Hit OK again, and you can make it small and wide as you want. That's going to be over here. So when I go and put test in again, you now see that here, and people watching your stream or your video or whatnot would see that. Now going back into Social Stream Ninja, the settings for it, scroll down. There's a lot of settings, and remember, if you change these, you're gonna need to change what's up here because it'll change. It'll add thing to it, indicating that there was a change. Now to get to the featured chat, which is right here, it's a featured chat overlay. So I'm gonna click copy. We copy the featured part. Don't have any of this selected unless you really want it, because this green page background, yeah, you don't want that. Alright, it's coming back over here. Going back to featured chat. You see this. Now, I click on a chat that's happened, and bam, it pops up. Now on Twitch, for the Twitch one, it actually notices that I'm a 44-month subscriber, which that is my own Twitch, so, you know. And you can move this around, and any chat that comes up, you can click, and if you want to play around, if you're playing around with this, you can go to the top of Social Stream Ninja here, and you can do a trigger a fake message. You know, so you can kind of play around with it. Yeah, a lot of really big podcasts are using this. Again, this is another it's a free feature, free service to use. I think it's amazing. Um, again, you have a gazillion options that you can play around with. But again, remember when you change them, you have to make sure you update your browser source. All right, let's get into a recap here. So just to wrap everything up here, we've added Video Ninja to bring in your guests, and we've added the Atom multi-stream plugin that like I said, you can either use on OBS or Streamlabs OBS, which is a paid feature of Streamlabs, I believe. So that could save you some money. And we've added Social Stream Ninja to bring in your chats, on screen, and a little personalized ones to bring up people's chats. Now, if anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer comments. I'll be more than happy to even give you pointers if something's not seeming to work right for you. So yeah, so just leave any comments or anything, and be happy to get to you. I hope this has been helpful. I hope if you do decide to ditch StreamYard, or hey, even if you were looking at other places and we're like, man, all the features I was really looking for, I can do for free. If you have any questions on even how to use OBS, I have some tips I could give you, or put you in the right direction of people I even get tutorials from. But I hope you have a nice day, and we'll see you guys on the next video.